Alrighty, y'all. Hello. We're looking at things Americans say. That's it. That's the intro. Buckle up. Things Americans say. I just want to point out, Americans learn both imperial and metric. I guess that just makes us superior than you in the math department. If you can't convert numbers into different systems, maybe don't act so cocky about knowing very little. Yes, I still have a cough. Apologies, I should have recognized the intelligence in using two systems when one would do. That's a good comeback, honestly. That's all you can say to someone like this. Look, to even deconstruct this, we do sort of learn some metric. It's not like in other countries, of course, that's why this is even a thing, right? That's why jokes and memes like this exist. But yeah, of course we use imperial. Now, metric has crept its way in real life quite a bit, but we don't straight up learn it like someone from, any European country would. And we also don't straight up rely on it. And that's the funny part is, we could just use metric for everything, like 98% of the world, but we slip it in there, but then also use imperial and then brag when we have to convert one to the other when it's just smarter to use one. Yeah. Americans will use anything except centimeters. Oh, God. Here, let me show you this view. Current level of snow in Madison. Half a pink flamingo. Madison weather update. We're nearly at one whole mingo, and the snow's still coming. Full mingo. That is about as American as it gets when it comes to weather report. How much rain or snow did we get? This is it. Or using football fields for how far did something go, right? Centimeters would work perfect for snow, right? Nah, we're not going to do that. Flamingos it is. Does it make sense? Not quite. Is this more fun? It is. Come on. I actually like that. That's pretty funny. This American says Americans yearn to labor in the coal mines. Yeah, that's a no for me, boss. I don't think that's on the top of the job wish list. Americans will use literally anything but the metric system. Live worms. Fun fact, if you count the number of times a cricket chirps in 15 seconds and add 37, you get the temperature in Fahrenheit. Tolber's Law. Yeah, I've actually heard this. There is a lot of kind of funny little tips like this when it comes to different things. And yes, you're scratching your head and thinking, why can't they just learn metric? But they can, come up with weird equations like this. Welcome to America, baby. European or African crickets. Right. Wikipedia says if you count the number of chirps in 8 seconds and then add 5, you get the temperature in Celsius. This is fairly accurate between 5 and 30 C. Really? Okay. So if I could just adjust the temperature fast enough, I can get crickets to play Darude Sandstorm. Why can't Americans just use a metric system or at least make their things less confusing? Here's the rest of the world. Kilometers, meters, centimeters, millimeters, miles to yards to feet to inches. See all those 1,000, 100, 10, right? Just move the decimal point, move a 0. There you go, right? So clean. 17, 60, 3, and 12. There you go. You got it, right? To be honest, I skip yards entirely. This one I had to throw in there because it's accurate. Yards don't really ever come up in daily conversation or like daily life here in the U.S. I'll be honest, unless it's sports, like this guy says, NFL, CFL, college football, PGA. So yeah, sports yards is big time, but other than that, you don't use yards. This American says tariffs will finally bring some prices down, hopefully, like the iPhone. And Samsung phone, $1,000 to $1,200 is ridiculous. Apologies for this very personal question, but were you homeschooled by a pigeon? I really do. Oh boy, I really feel bad for people that think iPhones are made in the U.S. Like, yeah, the iPhone's an American product, right? And it even says on there, like, designed. Remember? Keyword, designed in California. Not made in California. So I hate to burst this guy's bubble, but iPhones and Samsung phones are about to get more expensive. And this American says something embarrassing. Just straight up hating, right? Now, this happens to everyone, and these come from everywhere. Someone is literally posting on their own with tons of upvotes. As a European, I can confirm this is exactly what I'm thinking. This guy feels a need to say, y'all are poor. How do you even have a phone? Wow. Good one. All right, this one, I'm going to let you pause and read this because this is a lot to read. But basically, let me just say, this person really messed up. Because, for one, Japan, yeah, they make great cars. You know, they drive on, right-hand drive cars, drive on the left. They don't want our cars, all right? Our automakers are notorious for not being available in big numbers in certain markets just because of the switching of the side of the steering wheel. But that's a whole thing. That's whatever. Now, Europe, you don't have that problem with a lot of countries, but I just made a video on this very recently. A lot of Europeans don't necessarily hate American cars. They would buy them if they made good cars for that market, for their country. But a lot of the American car companies have not done that. Europeans do buy Fords, which are, of course, Ford is from the U.S. But, Ford also tried hard and researched and developed cars that would fit the European market, and those Fords are a lot different than the Fords you can get over here in the U.S. So them acting like the EU is just like, oh, screw America all the time, that's not quite right, because the reason they're not buying our cars is because our cars are big and expensive and not good on fuel, and they're just not the style of car most people want in those countries. Our cars might work great here, but they don't work great in Italy. Then there's a whole debacle I've learned about for the last few months on this channel, and I'm still learning about it. It's very fascinating to me. It's also very frustrating for me to realize American stuff with food. This has to do with food, like I just said. The EU doesn't want to buy a bunch of our foods either, and it's really not about tariffs and stuff, right? It's not like some sort of trade war. It's because our food isn't good here, right? A lot of it is very sketchy and has weird, crazy ingredients in it and has a lot of stuff that is banned in European countries. Why on earth would they want to pay more than their local food for subpar food that isn't even legal there because it has weird chemicals and poisons in it? So this American tried here, but it didn't work. In Europe, you cannot sell a product unless it is proven safe, which that should be like that everywhere that has human beings. Sorry, this is logical. In America, you can sell a product until it's proven dangerous. Bingo. And this American tries to burn someone and can't spell. I love featuring these. There's always a couple of these. They just pissed because we beat them in a war. Yeah, beat. Not the beat you were looking for, I'm afraid. Also, bragging about the whole war thing. That's way, way out of style, man. Not cool at all. No one's impressed. Fuck war. Then you have this American. I don't care whether you're a poor bastard from the third world or a Nobel Prize winner. Everyone wants to come to America because it's a land of opportunity, freedom, justice, and kindness. Why, it's called the American dream and not the Chinese dream or the European dream. Call me names. Threaten me. I don't give a fuck. You know I'm right. Sorry, I make myself laugh. I had to. Yeah, look, a lot of people do come here every year, right? And it always amazes me. I don't know why either. Because look, it is beautiful here. There are awesome people on the ground here, right? There's a lot to love here. But man, for years, it's not even just right now. For years, this place has been in a downward spiral. And there's a lot of problems here and a lot going on and a lot to fix. And it's going to be a while. And that's being optimistic. So I wouldn't rush here personally. But hey, this fine patriot, you believe what you want to believe. And this American on a post literally from Politics UK about a gun collection being seized by police. What about the Second Amendment? Yeah, the American Second Amendment. I wonder if that'll make a difference in this court case. In the freaking UK. Ever get the sense that some people shouldn't travel? Now, this one is gold. Let me tell you why. The American is playing comment police on his post about these people seeing how many beers they can drink in IKEA. All right? This is a crime, you know. Where is this a crime? Alcohol in a public place. It's not a crime in most countries. I hate to inform you, but most people don't live in the U.S., and this video also wasn't taken in the U.S. Now, it gets better than that, right? Because, remember, the U.S. is the best, and it's the bastion of freedom. It is the model country for those who want badassery and screaming eagles and freedom. They can't drink in public places, and they dare say other countries don't have freedom. That is my point. Remember, I sneak these into a lot of my videos I just did the other day. Can't drink in a public place. Can't have an open container anywhere, even if you're not drinking. Can't literally cross the street on foot, a.k.a. jaywalking. Yeah, like you can't just cross the street when it's clear, when there's no cars. That's illegal in the U.S. These are just a couple hilarious examples of freedoms we somehow don't have. The logo of Ask a Plumber. So this should be for any plumber worldwide, right? Like, I would want advice from any plumber if I need advice, right? I don't care where you're from. But this is the logo they've went with to represent the world. Or does it mean that only the United States of America has the plumbing trade and toilets? I guess the rest of you, you're screwed. I don't know how you do your business and how you fix it. You know what? Oh boy, I could go on and on with these. These are always hilarious. Wow. Really some good whoppers in there today, huh? I hope you enjoyed. I really do appreciate you watching. That's going to be it for this one. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker. Until next time, y'all. Catch you later.